Sometimes the hardest part of waiting for an answered prayer is not in the waiting itself, but it's what God is doing and how He's moving in us while we wait. So you may be waiting for an answered prayer. Maybe you're hoping for something. Maybe you're believing God to make a certain move that you've been longing for. But here's a deeper question that I want to encourage you to ask yourself in the season of waiting. Lord, what is required of me in this process? Because more often than not, God doesn't just prepare the blessing for you. He prepares you for the blessing. This is what we call a pruning season. Let's get into the video. Hi there, friends. Ruth is here. Welcome back to this video, this space. This is where we grow in faith and personal growth. So if you are in your season of preparation, that is between the prayer that you've prayed and waiting for that prayer to be answered, I want to explain to you that there is a process, there is an alignment, there is a growing, there's a preparation that takes place in this period. I want to share a couple of tips that can help you yield and allow God to work in you so you are ready for whatever He's preparing you for. Because usually when we pray for things, we can pray with a limited understanding of what God's purpose, God's will is for where we are going, for what that answered prayer will look like, and what it will also come with, because His ways are higher than ours, His thoughts are higher than ours, and He blesses exceedingly abundantly and beyond what we can ever ask or imagine. So I'll be sharing this message from John 15, one of my favorite scriptures. But I want to explain to you what pruning is first. Pruning is the process. Pruning is when God lovingly removes what is unnecessary, harmful, what is not His, and what could be unfruitful in your life. And this will cause you to be much stronger, much more wiser. It will build in you the capacity to carry what you are purposed for. So it's like a spiritual refining process, letting go of old mindsets, of old ways, of unhealthy habits. Maybe it's relationships, things that will just hold you back from fully embracing who He's created you to be. So let's look at John chapter 15. I'm going to be reading from verse 1, and let's just see where the verse takes us. So Jesus says here, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful." Let's stop right there. Do you see that even the branches that are fruitful are still pruned? That means, friends, that even when you're walking closely with God, He will still trim things off of your life to prepare you and to position you. So I want to share a couple of tips and steps that you can start applying to help you yield and allow Him to prune and prepare you in this season, with a prayer that I hope that these steps add value to your walk with God and to your preparation and refinement, to allowing Him to work in you and doing what only He knows how to do to prepare you for the season where you will bear fruit. So whether you're praying for a relationship, a marriage, you're praying for a child, a family, you're praying for security, you're praying for a house, a home, you're praying for destiny, you're praying for revelation of your purpose, you're praying for work, income, whatever it is that you are asking God to help you with in your life. Maybe you're even just praying for healing and from disease and sickness, whatever it may be that you're praying for. I hope that these steps that I will share with you really add value to your process of what you are going through. So here are some practical and spiritual steps that you can take to embrace and allow God to work in you, preparing you for the season that you have been marked for. Number one, ask God to search your heart. When we look at Psalm 139 from verse 24, 3 to 24, David is praying a prayer asking God to search his heart. I absolutely love this prayer. It's so powerful because whenever I pray it, God, the way He searches my heart, He reveals things that I didn't even know I still carried or held back. So I pray that the Lord releases a spirit of revelation, that you are able to see and that you are able to capture the things that are stored in your heart that don't belong to him, that he wants you to address and learn from and overcome. Invite God into your heart, into your soul, into your inner world, and ask him to reveal any hidden motives, fears, attachments, things that you might still be carrying and holding on to, that he wants you to release, that are not from him and that don't belong to you, especially for the season that you're about to step into. A practical tip that I will give you just to help you embrace this is to write it down. Write down your feelings and thoughts, whatever comes to your mind when you're in this state of prayer and asking God to search your heart. Put on some worship, put on some guided prayers. Just place yourself in the presence of God and be intentional that, God, I am seeking you today. I am seeking you to reveal this, whatever it is that's preventing me from hearing from you, from seeing you. Lord, reveal it to me. And also be open that God can also bring more revelation over time. He might take you back to a moment, a situation, and he will be revealing that thing is still in your heart and he wants you to come to him with it. And that takes me now to number 2, release what is not his. That means to let go of anything that God is asking you to surrender. It could be a relationship, it could be a mindset, it could be habits and patterns that you give into that are unhealthy for your growth, for your development, for your spiritual maturity, that are unhealthy for your closeness to God, that are pulling you actually away from drawing closer and nearer to him. It could be the struggle to forgive someone, and that is a whole topic on its own. If you would like for me to share a video on that, please put a comment below so that I can share a whole video on forgiveness if that is an area you are struggling with, because unforgiveness is a roadblock. It is one of those burdens that hold us back and prevent us from moving forward. So in your prayer time, ask God to give you a willing heart and a heart that is humble to surrender everything that he is asking you to let go of. Because the very thing that you can be struggling and refusing to let go of could be what is in the way of this communion with you and God, could be what is in the way of him coming into your heart, shifting things and preparing and refining you to prepare you for the answered prayer and whatever it will come with. Pray over your heart daily. Ask God to give you a heart of surrender. If you're struggling to let go, tell him you are struggling to let go. Confess that you are struggling to let go. I had to surrender pride. I held on to that, to certain things in my life. But when I just finally just said, God, I am sorry. I love this thing. I cannot let go of this. I have no fiber in my being that wants to let go, but I ask you, Lord, to give me a heart that is humble. Humble me that I may have a surrenderful heart, that I can surrender this to you. I want to surrender it to you because I know you have what's best for me. You are my God. You created me. You know what is best for me. And I see myself holding on so tightly to this thing. Lord, I confess that I don't want to let go of this, but I want you, Lord, to help me let go of it. This is where the Holy Spirit comes in. He is our strength where we are weak. He strengthens us where we are weak. So if we come to him humbly with our weaknesses, he will strengthen us. He will give you the strength to let go of what you're struggling to let go of. He will deliver you from the very thing that you have even identified yourself with and you can't see yourself beyond it. He is a God of deliverance and restoration, and he will restore your heart full and completely if you just confess to him what is hard for you to let go of and why. That's important. Why is it hard for you to let go of? Be vulnerable before the Lord. Allow yourself to fall onto his laps like a child who is hurt on the laps of their father, and let him be the one to work in your heart. Okay? Thirdly, allow God to prune the areas that hinder your growth. This may include unhealthy habits, old wounds, even things that you consider good but are not part of his plan. Pay attention to discomfort, resistance, because this could be where God is starting to work in your heart. Okay, I had to get up and out quickly, but now I'm back. So the fourth thing is to surrender your ways to his. This is where true transformation takes place. When we give up control and we surrender that to Him. Because here is where we would receive His knowledge, His wisdom, where we would receive information from God. It could be strategy, it could be a call to fast and pray, it could be doing something and taking certain action steps, it could be stepping outside of your comfort zone and what you're used to, it could be saying no to that group of friends that you would always give into that will cause you to compromise your faith. Whatever that looks like, surrendering your ways to His. A practical tip will be just to start with daily prayer of surrendering your thoughts, your desires, your will to His plans for you. Every morning you wake up, God is not surprised or in a rush to put things together for you. He has already laid out a plan for you. It's just for us now to align ourselves with His plan for our day to day. Number 5, stay connected to the true vine, which is Jesus. In John 15:5, it says, He says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. We cannot produce true fruit. We cannot produce results. We cannot produce what God is calling us to produce without remaining in Jesus Christ. Because in Him, we are complete. In Him, that is where we find our source of life, of joy, of wisdom, growth, knowledge, and all the good stuff. So I encourage you to also spend, this is key, intentional time with God, seeking Him in His Word, moments of praise and of worshiping Him. So don't disconnect from God in your moments of discouragement. Draw nearer to Him. Let Him be your strength. Let Him be the one who encourages you in His presence. And finally, trust His time. The pruning season doesn't last forever, but it's always good. So don't try to rush it or skip steps and jump over or go around the corner. Trust that when the time is right, the fruit will come. The answered prayer with whatever it comes. Try to keep a prayer journal, just to keep track of all the things that you are going through, what you are learning from God in this season. Because when you go back, when you look back, you will start to see that you've been progressing and that He has been and is working in you, through you, in your life. If you're in a season of pruning, if you're in a waiting and a preparation season, do not lose heart. Take heart. Keep locked in. Remain in Him. God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. He's making room in your life, and it will not always look like how we've planned. His ways are higher than ours. He's shifting, He's refining your character until you are able to carry the mission, the assignment, the purpose, the blessings that He has in store. Do you hear that? He has them in store. They are there. So let Him and allow Him to do the deep work, so that when your answer comes, when your answered prayer comes, you are ready. You are ready to carry it with faith, maturity, and with purpose. Do not lose heart. Remain in the true vine. I hope that these steps have been helpful. I hope that you have found some form of direction and that you know what to do once you switch off this video or once you get off this channel. Without further ado, I pray that the Lord be with you, that His hand rests upon you, and that He opens up your mind to see the revelation that He is bringing forth, and that He springs forth nothing but good fruit in your life. Comment down below, what was one of the steps that you are going to start applying today? And I look forward to just watching your growth in every single step of your season. I'm here for it. Comment down below. Let's continue connecting and keeping close and encouraging each other. I will see you next week. Mwah. Bye.